Points is a very useful command in R that's used for adding points into a pre-existing plot. And it works sort of like the plot command, but not quite. And I'll give you an example of how it can be used and try to explain in what way it differs from the plot command. In this example, we start by reading the warfarin dataset, as you've seen previously. And we start out by simply plotting the dose as a function of age, that is dose on the y-axis and age on the x-axis. And both dose and age are, of course, columns in the dataset. And as you've seen before, this results in a scatter plot with a slopish look. And what we'll do next is try to indicate the VCORE-C1 genotype of the patients by including the color of the points as a way of presenting the VCORE-C1 genotype, which is stored in the third column. And to do that, we start out with the plot command, and we make the same plot once again, but we don't plot all the individuals, but we select only those where the VCORE-C1a genotype is 0. So this is a subset of the individuals defined by this condition. And we use the same subset for the ages. And we make the plot blue, resulting in blue dots. So what we have here is a smaller number of dots representing only those individuals where the VCORE-C1a value is 0. Next, we would like to add the points for those individuals where VCORE-C1a has the value 2. We skip the ones in this example. And to do that, we use the point command, or points command. And we make a selection here of those where the VCORE-C1a equals 2. And we use the dose and the age, just as in the example above. And we get the points, the color red. As you can see, we get quite a lot of points here, and they are generally lower on the x-axis compared to the blue ones, indicating that there is some sort of difference between those individuals with regard to the dose-age relationship. To use the points command, there has to be a pre-existing plot, so you couldn't start out with points here. That would result in an error message. Because if you haven't already plotted something, then there is no plot and there are no axes. And points cannot make axes of its own, but it has to rely on the scales defined by a previous command. If you would have used the plot command here and then repeated with a new plot command here, then you would get those dots, but you would also lose these, because R would start a new plot here and discard the old one. So you have to use points in order to get the dots into the previous plot.